Agenda. Tonight, there are two items on the consent agenda. Does anyone on the board wish to remove an item off the consent agenda for further discussion? Seeing none. Mr. Huseman.
Motion to approve the consent agenda by the board as seated.
Thank you. Councilwoman Frank,
Second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Roll call. For the record, is unanimously approved by the council or by the board this evening. We do have a public hearing, resolution NIGID 2019-01, adopting the 2020 budget. Tonight's public hearing was continued from October 21st, 2019. I'm going to reopen that public hearing and ask the board if they have any questions for the staff. Board Member Frank? Okay. Seeing none, is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the board on this matter? Seeing no one, I'm going to close the public hearing. I'm open for a motion. Board Member Madera?
Motion to approve resolution NIGID 2019-01.
Mr. Huseman?
Second the motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve resolution NIGID 2019-01, adopting the 2020 budget. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion is carried. One thing I want to bring up that I noticed this evening that isn't always a fact, matter of fact, it's not normal, is that concerning our budget issues and for not only our GIDs, but the city's budget, to have unanimous consent from a city council approving a budget, because a lot of times that's played by different members of councils to try to enhance their likability one way or the other by thumbing their nose at one budget versus another. I think says a lot for the council that I get to serve with. Also, because this is the end of the last meeting that I'm going to call to order this evening, I think it's appropriate for me to respectfully wish every candidate running for any position good luck tomorrow. I know, and this is important after watching this particular campaign season and the efforts. I see people throwing darts at a lot of different things, and it doesn't matter who they are or what their reasonings. But I will also tell you this: the people will elect a new mayor, and they will elect 4 new council members tomorrow. I think it's very important to support the people that are elected tomorrow night by the residents of this community, and encourage all of you to hopefully draw back from this election season and remember to be civil to everybody, because we all have different opinions. We may not think the same, but I could tell you right now, if I can get along with Mr. Douglas and consider him a friend, I could go to dinner with the guy. I could do whatever. We don't agree politically, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to beat people up over the difference of opinion. Take the time to explain yourself and offer some ideas to folks. But the behavior that I see in today's society is appalling. It is really hard for me to understand how people try to undercut other people, and I'm not picking anybody out in particular. I just think it's society, and I think we have been a better community because community is the people, and you need to get to know your neighbors. You need to try to understand each other, and you need to have a little bit of respect for the people that are around you. And it's too easy now for people to cut people off while they're driving, to flip people off. I mean, it's really not the same as what I remember growing up. And all I want is whoever gets elected, please give them a chance before you drive them into the ground with negativity. I think that's important. And I say that for every single candidate, whether I support you or don't support you. After tomorrow night, I will do my best to work with you as a resident of this community. So good luck. That means to you, Mr. Douglas and Mr. Huseman and Davis and Hurst and Megan out there and anybody else who's running in this election and anybody that's at home. Not an easy job, and I wish you well. And you're going to need that support. So let's end some of this stuff tomorrow night, and let's start being supportive as a community behind the people that the residents choose. That's all I have to say. There's nothing further to come before the NIGID board or the city council or any of the other boards. Have a good night.